It's nighttime. Let's talk. Here we are. We can review. Let me get a little live going on Instagram. Okay, it's nighttime. Let's talk. We can review. Sunday, December 15th, year of our Lord, 2024. Just checking in here for the week on Instagram, and then I'll get off this Instagram in a little bit. But yeah, head over to the YouTube channel over Nighttime Talk, and yeah, we'll recap the week if anyone wants to join. So I wanted to keep it a little bit short. I have to go have dinner in a bit, so maybe 30 minutes or so, something like that. But yeah. Speaking of dinner, I think I'm going to have to go out tonight. So I recently started working with a nutritionist from Better Version Nutrition, BVN, Better Version Nutrition. So shout out to Liv over there, and yeah, it's been super great working with her so far, so good. And there's a little bit of a hiccup with the delivery of food, so I'm gonna have to kind of go out tonight. But I don't think there's anyone here. I'll just stay on this Instagram for a little bit more. But yeah, basically, the setup with Liv and Better Version Nutrition, basically, there's an app kind of checking in daily with what I'm eating, how I'm doing. I gave a little rundown, kind of in a by way of a kind of onboarding, and she kind of created a little plan for me based on my schedule, based on everything that's going on in my life, which is actually kind of a lot. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. I think I'm a pretty busy guy in general, so it's all good stuff, But got to take a minute every once in a while to breathe and recalibrate and everything like that. But okay, this phone's annoying me, so I'm gonna get off of this. Okay, everyone on Instagram, come join YouTube. Okay. Insights. Yeah, whatever. Discard. Yeah, I'm just gonna discard that. Not important. Yeah. So, anyways, what's going on? What's going on in my life besides that? I weighed myself for the Better Version Nutrition plan. So 192. Have to kind of enter that weekend, kind of end of the week, a little check-in kind of thing. And yeah, it's been cool. Big thing that I was kind of working on this week was healing up a little bit of a shoulder, a little bit of a bicep elbow injury. So I had kind of did a bunch of volume, not last Friday, but the Friday before, a bunch of kind of strict pull-up, kind of ring row sort of style stuff. I mean, it was ring rows, but it was a pretty low angle. So I can't remember if I told people that, but yeah, I got kind of jacked up, Baja blasted, as I like to say sometimes. And so, yeah, this little bruise showed up, and that was kind of like my cue for like, okay, this is somewhat serious. Need to take care of that. What else is going on? Another thing that was going on today was I did a workout from Taylor Self's Sentinel Training. They have like a ebook for 200 plus machine conditioning workout ebook. So this thing, which I had printed, I bought it. It's like $20 or something like that, and then I had it printed out just because the spiral copy is good. So I picked out a workout from that. Which one was it? I did 1 minute of work, 2 minutes of rest for 10 sets. Max echo bag calories. Aim for repeatable efforts across sets. So that was kind of it started out okay. It wasn't that bad at the beginning, but after a while it definitely sucked. So I I like to kind of name these workouts every once in a while because it kind of, I don't know, it's kind of fun to have a name that's sort of descriptive. So as I was walking back from the gym today, I thought of the name From Bad to Worse for this one because it starts out like, I mean, it's just echo bike for 30 minutes, and but like at a kind of a high intensity. So it starts off kind of bad, but then it just gets worse and worse as it goes on. So yeah, but I like I think I like started to fall off by the end of the calories at the end there because it was just like, yo, dog, not cool. I'm not having a good time. Let's see. I'm gonna find the set. So yeah, it was, well, I guess I kind of held on a little bit. I guess I was like 25, 25, 26, 24, 24, 23, 23, and then 22, 23. So yeah, I was able to kind of hold on, but I was able to hold on the pace, but it was from bad to worse. It just went worse and worse downhill. So it almost looks like I'm a little bit pale in the stream in the camera here. So I think I'm still kind of like, still feeling it. I'm still feeling it, Mr. Krabs. But yeah, some of these workouts have been super fun. So I've been like, the other reason I wanted to get it printed out was because I wanted to write down what days I do the different workouts and sort of what I'm, because they're for time or for max calories or max distance or, that sort of thing. So I wanted to have a little bit of a record to do that, kind of keep track of that, and kind of a paper version is helpful. Kind of keeps it all in one place. So that was a thing I was thinking about, like even just reaching out to Taylor, and just being like, because I think I was looking at the live chat that he has with Sentinel on the Sentinel kind of app thing, and there's I think not a lot, but there's several people who decided to kind of go have it printed like this, go have like a hard copy, which I feel I get like I understand that makes sense to me. I think I'm kind of like that too. I think that's kind of nice to have just a hard copy. So anyways, the idea was for Taylor to kind of like go into the kind of the hard copy version, maybe if he can. I don't know what that would take to kind of have printed on demand and shipped out to people so they don't have to go through the. I mean, maybe you could charge extra. I don't know. Let me see if there's anything on Instagram here. What am I looking for? I don't know. Oh, it's raining. That's what I heard, something kind of in the background. I was like, what? It sounds like someone's walking around in here, but no, it's just rain. Yeah, it's kind of a rainy, chilly night, 39 degrees, it says. But it felt pretty nice after that workout, after sitting on the bike for 30 minutes, having everything go bad from bad to worse. But yeah, so anyways, what's going on? So this is a couple weeks to Christmas. We're almost to Christmas here. And yeah, what else? I don't know what's going on. I'm going out of town next weekend. So no nighttime. Well, actually, we'll have a nighttime talk on Friday coming up here. Let's see. Friday go look at it. Friday the 20th. So we'll have nighttime talk Friday the 20th with Lauren Taylor, second fittest neuro division athlete, female. Yeah, so kind of topic for me will kind of be like, what's it like being a neuro athlete? What does that mean? I'm just very curious about what that is, what that feels like, because I guess I have an experience with my right arm, knowing what it feels like to have kind of, I mean, it's not neurological necessarily, but there's sort of like a brain body nerve connection there that is atypical, right? So what's that feeling like? Like, for example, with me, when I'm like trying to raise my arm above my head or something like that, there's a certain, I guess, feeling that comes along with that. So like, I'm just curious, like for a neuro athlete, what's that like? So that's going to be one. Anyways, so that's one thing that's coming up. And then no weekend review next Sunday. I'll be flying. I'll be in the air flying to San Francisco. I'm coming back to go visit family in California, Watsonville, California. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I'll be all of Christmas. So no Christmas. So it'd be Friday, the 27th. So no nighttime talk. This is the last time night. Yeah, this is the last nighttime talk for a week or a week and a half. Is that right? Yeah, almost week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that. Sunday the 29th, I might be back on. That's a Friday. Like I'm gonna fly in. I'm gonna be getting in super early, kind of red eye. So TBD on that. I may or may not make it. I may not make it. I may not make it. May not make it. But gosh, what else is going on? I feel like something fun, interesting happened today, but I'm not remembering off the top of my head. I'm gonna have to look at my calendar. Gosh, nothing really. I was supposed to have that date today. Did not have that, as you may know from watching Nighttime Talk on Friday night. Canceled on me. I was going to ask a friend if they wanted to go watch the War of the Rohirrim. That didn't happen. So DVD. I might go see that. That'd be kind of fun. Let's see what my Whoop says about this workout that I did. I'm all over the place right now. I'm still all over the place. I think I'm still recovering / I think I'm just hungry. Yeah, whatevs. You know, it wasn't like a crazy hard workout according to my Whoop, but it wasn't like no big deal either. It was something in between. Interesting. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. I don't know what to talk about here. I guess I'm interested. I mean, one thing that's been on my mind this weekend was Instagram. It's been sort of an interesting journey thinking about Instagram. Kind of growing my following in the last few months, as you might know. And I was kind of looking at this most recent post that I did, which was let's see. Let's just bring it up. This most recent post that I did, which was the kind of just me color graded black and white picture here of doing the monorope. And what was interesting about this, what was kind of impressive to me, was the sort of number of shares. I think I got, so there's like 6 shares, 1 save, which is like like on the higher side in terms of like what's shared on my Instagram. This one got 1 share. I don't know, just looking at recent stuff. This one got 0. This one got 1 share, 1 save. So, anyways, long story short, what the moral of the story here is that this video, just me jumping rope, it's just fascinating to me. Some of these things just kind of randomly seem to kind of take off. There's kind of like a resonance with people, and it just I won't say it goes viral. It did not go viral by any means, but at least like as far as how many shares on my page I get, this is one of those that's like kind of up there. It's kind of top. Actually, I'm curious what this one got. How many shares did this get? Yeah, see, this one got 3 shares, 2 saves, like not that, and that was like a pretty high engagement post, but it's just kind of funny. It's just funny how it works. I'm just curious about how that, like what I can learn, I guess, is sort of like one question, one moral of the story. So this week, hopefully I'm going to get some kind of other things posted. We'll see, TBD. Before the end of the day here, I got to go get dinner. I got to fill out my form for Better Version Nutrition and kind of weekly check-in stuff, kind of write in about how it's going. Actually, you know what? That might be kind of interesting to go through as a way of kind of wrapping up here. I'll just kind of talk through them. Why not? this could be kind of a good helpful strategy for just talking to myself here on Nighttime Talk. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, I have an interesting story. I guess it was sort of personally kind of interesting before I get into the better version nutrition stuff. So I go to this coffee hour in my church, right? And it's kind of a good way of getting to know people, kind of get to know people, build community in the area. There's a couple of people I really enjoy that I've gotten to know there. Um, and today I had an interesting experience where I was talking to someone, and it was a good conversation. She was kind of an interesting person. Was adopted from Russia as a baby, like 11 months, 12 or like 13 months old, and yeah, she was talking to me, and having a good conversation. I've been reading Anna Karenina, and I was talking about how beautiful that book is and how amazing that story is, and I kind of wrote it in her phone so that she could kind of go check it out. Anyways, so because she's got that Russian connection. Anyways, so as we're talking, this dude comes up to us, and she knows him, kind of says his name and some stuff like that, and he's just kind of standing there, and we're continuing the conversation. He's not really part of the conversation. He just kind of like sidles up, and a long story short, at one point during a conversation, she's like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna go find my friend." My friend asked me if she saw me talking to this guy, if I can go like back her up or protect her from that conversation, just in case it's like super stressful for her. Something I can't remember exactly what word she used, but it was some word that was interesting to me that I was like, okay, so it was to the effect of something along the lines of her friend getting really worked up if this guy is talking to her. But it sounded like by worked up, she meant like angry. If she's talking to this dude too long, he's going to be making her angry. And so this girl, the girl who I was talking to was like, no, I have to go talk to her to kind of prevent her from being angry when she's having this conversation with this guy. And I was like, okay, interesting. Don't really know what to make of that. But I was thinking about it later. Like, I wonder if it was because of the guy who was coming up and kind of getting involved in that conversation where he was a little bit like antisocial. Like I tried to talk to him after she left, and he didn't really like engage in the conversation that much. And I was like, by this friend, does she mean herself? And that by this guy, she means this person who came up and introduced himself or kind of interjected himself into the conversation. And I was like, oh, maybe like a little bit awkward. Like I don't know what it's like. I think I've heard at these sorts of church events, dudes can be a little bit weird, make people a little bit uncomfortable when they're talking to them. And I wonder if that was a little bit of what was going on with um, that conversation, because it was so random. Like he came in. I don't know. Anyways, don't be weird. People, I mean, I can be weird. I'm sure I can be weird with people in a social setting, but like there's a little bit of a, I don't know. I don't know. I was curious. Oh, and the reason I wanted to bring it up was because also like, well, not the reason I wanted to bring it up, but they kind of wrap that story up. At the end of the conversation, I like ejected, and I was like, I had enough. I was like, I'm going home after that conversation. So, I, as I'm leaving, I see her walking away in the distance with another friend of mine who I know, who's a, I don't know him super well, but he's a good friend. So I was like, she didn't really go talk to the friend or save the friend. I don't know, because she was just leaving. She was leaving with a friend. So I was like, okay, maybe there's, I don't know what's going on. So weird, so weird, so weird, so weird. Okay. Anyways, how much do you weigh today? First thing in the morning, you get naked after peeing. Thank you, Liv, for clarifying. That was 194, 192.4 today. Scale of 1 to 5, how compliant have you been with your protocols? 1 meaning not follow many of the protocols. 5 being you followed the nutrition protocols. I was probably like a 3. or 2 or 3, 2.5 maybe, just because there were some hiccups with the food delivery, so I had to kind of scramble and go out to eat. I don't know how compliant I was because of that. On a scale of 1 to 5, how hungry were you this week? 1 being not very hungry, 5 being starving. Probably, um, probably like a 3. Neither one or the other. On a scale of 1 to 5, how was your energy this week? 1 extremely tired, 5 being really energetic. Um, I was pretty low, probably 2. Pretty low this week just because I was pretty sad and upset about this injury that I had on my left arm. Um, I was trying to describe it to someone, like, if it's hard to describe what it's like, and I think I talked about it in Nighttime Talk, but it's sort of like for able-bodied people, it's sort of like all your limbs have been, like, broken or, like, bruised or, like, incapacitated. It's just very stressful, and I didn't handle it super well. I was pretty down. Um, let's see. How many times did you work out? I think it was, like, Tuesday, 1 workout. Gosh, what was it? It's, like, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, so maybe 4 days. I did 2 workouts on Saturday, so it was, like, 4 or 5 workouts, something like that. How how many hours of sleep did you get, average nightly? I think it was, like, 1 it was, like, 6 hours, 45 minutes. I was looking at this earlier today, kinda trying to keep track of how much I've been, sleeping. How much water? Probably about I think I this cup is about 28 ounces. I probably had 1 to 2 a day, probably average 2 a day, so call it more than 2.5, so 28 times oh, shit. I accidentally s clicked submit. Um, how much water are you drinking? Oh, yeah, so 2 or 3, so that's like 55 ounces. Um, how many steps on average do you get per day? Let me look at my handy dandy what's it called? Handy dandy, um okay, nice. Handy dandy, Whoop, which started tracking steps. Okay, weekly this week, I got 9,000 steps per week on average per day, I mean, I should say. Um, please rate your stress 1 to 5 or 1 to 10. Um, mm, mm, mm. Yeah, probably like that 8. I was very low energy, very stressed regarding my arm. Um, I handled it fairly well a couple days, but I think the other days it just completely fell off. Kind of wheels fell off the bus. How are you feeling mentally, physically? Um, yeah, like I said, that arm stuff really messed me up. I was pretty down this week, physically, mentally. I got a couple workouts in that helped. I got a decent amount of work in, but yeah, could be better. Could be better. So yeah, let's see. Additional questions, new goals. Um, yeah, new goals. What would be good this week? I think it'd be cool to really take care of work stuff. I want to make sure that I'm going to hit some of the goals that I have regarding getting ready for the new year, getting ready for the end of the year. I want to kind of build up a little plan for January. That's regarding professional things, that's regarding CrossFit stuff, other personal things that are going on. I want to just kind of be ready for the new year, which I think is going to be here before we know it, in just a couple weeks. What are 2 big wins that you had this past week? One, I think, was getting enough sleep. I think it was very cool that I was able, that was the one thing about being low energy with regards my arm. I was able to kind of have that feeling of like I need to crash at the end of the day. So took care of that. Helped me kind of get closer to that 7.5 hour mark that I like to hit for sleep. Um, yeah, 2 wins. Oh yeah, another win. What was another one? I had a good conversation with my spiritual director on Friday. So he and I kind of met, talked over some kind of spiritual stuff, personal things going on in my life. And it was very encouraging. He kind of gave me a little bit of a tough time, like for, whatever. Another win was also kind of just really enjoying my book, the book Anna Karenina that I was kind of saying earlier, talking about earlier. Super beautiful book. I mean, there's passages from that book that are like incredibly astounding in terms of beauty. So highly, highly recommend Anna Karenina to anyone who's interested in that. Yeah. Okay, that's like 3 wins. What do you feel like was the biggest challenge? Your biggest challenge was this week? Yeah, and it was definitely the recovery from the arm. That was rough. It was tough. It was rough and tough. Did not have fun. Was not having a good time. Um, I think I was able to rely on some friends, some people who are PTs, who I was able to kind of message and get their input, get their advice, get their help. And that was clutch. That made a big difference for me. So I'm really grateful to them. And that was really cool. So, but again, it was very challenging. So cool. Well, that's basically my check-in form provided by courtesy of Better Version Nutrition. Doing my public version of that, which I'll write those answers and share those later with Liv. So, but anyways, cool. Let me see if there's anything else. Victor replied today, question mark, regarding, because I posted on my story about nighttime talk. Anyways, let me reply to him. I'll reply to him in a minute. But basically, yeah. My plan is to kind of, in case I haven't shared this again earlier, my plan is to kind of have the Fridays a little bit more social, have a little bit more of a kind of a group setting. Guys like Victor, guys like Tyler, any other kind of adaptive athlete friends that I have from around the world, including interviews with athletes. And then Sundays, I was going to do more of like as a weekend review kind of chat, fireside chat, nighttime talk. So anyways, well, thanks everyone for watching this. If you're watching it in the future, I don't see you right now, but I hope to see you later. Good night. Good luck. Godspeed.